Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to this session on guitar tuning. Now that may seem like a really basic subject to talk about, but you'd be surprised maybe at how many different elements and facets we have to think about when tuning to get our guitar to function in its sweet spot. Things like the string gauge that you choose and the pick dimension or gauge that you're using, or making sure that your guitar has a good setup on it. How hard your left hand squeezes, or your right hand if you're left-handed, or how hard your strumming hand attacks. All of those things play a role in us tuning effectively. Now, multiple kinds of tuners. There are the clip-on tuners, which really only measure the vibration of the guitar. And those are great for like a grab and go, get your guitar close kind of thing. You're on stage and you need to get a decent close thing tuning, that's fine. But they're not quite as accurate as other tuners. If you are going to use a clip-on vibration tuner, I would recommend that you tune with the harmonic on the 12th fret. So instead of this, tune with this harmonic. And I've just found that that just helps register a little bit more accurately with the clip-on tuner. Now I don't have one of those. We're not going to really talk about it, but as you can see in this other picture here, we've got one of these TC Electronics mini tuners, and it just shows us a line that moves up towards tune. Green is in tune and red is flat to the left and sharp to the right. Great tuner. Let's take a look at how this guitar is in tune right now and talk about a couple things. Now you notice that when I strike this, the tuner jumps all the way to tune or a little bit sharp, and then where it settles right after the initial attack is kind of what you need to pay attention to. This one actually doesn't jump past tune at all. And you can see there's a little red, which means it's erroring to the flat. Now this is a really important thing to understand. You cannot push on a string on a guitar and cause it to go flat. It's impossible. Listen to what happens when I fret the G string on the 2nd fret. Now if I squeeze harder, and then if I don't press hard enough, it frets out. You can only cause a string to go sharp by pressing. And so you want your guitar as in tune as possible in its rested state, but you don't want to error to the sharp side ever. And even it being perfectly in tune means that you have to manage the tension with your left hand really carefully, which we all need to kind of be aware of anyways. But I always error just a little bit flat because I'm kind of heavy-handed, and I squeeze, and I use medium gauge strings, which are 13s, and I squeeze pretty hard and I strum pretty hard. And so the way that I play guitar, I have to error a little bit flat so that I'm in tune when I do that, and even when I get into it. So tune each string the way that you would play, and I don't think I've touched that yet. Don't breathe on the string. Look at how flat that looks. But I'm going to play more like this. So don't tune really lightly and then play really hard. You will be tuning yourself into a problem. Kind of pluck your string the way that you play. And I think that'll get you really close. Now in the event, like as you see, this is pretty in tune. In the event that you have to tune a string, let's say it's too sharp, you want to detune your string and then come back up. Never just do this. All I did was loosen it a little bit. What I did, I took this string that was under tension and I loosened it and allowed it to be a little bit looser from the key right here. And it may show in tune for a second, but the second I start jamming on it, it's going to loosen even more. So always go down and then back up to your spot. And that's where I would like to keep it. So a couple reminders here. Tune like you play. Don't tune too softly. Don't pluck too softly when you tune. Error to the flat side. If you have to detune, if you're sharp, you need to be more flat, go down further than you need to and come back up, which puts the string back into its like perfect tension state and allows you to get closer. And then manage your left hand well. Don't overpress, but don't underpress. If you're underpressing, you'll hear a lot of buzzes. If you're overpressing, it'll be really sharp. So tune like you play and don't overpress. error flat, and you should be good to go. So if you have any questions about any of those tips that we talked about, let us know. We'd love to help you out.